live event coming up. 9 o'clock. AD Live.
Not a paedophile.
Or as live as I can be.
Did Eddie delete? It's coming at me from all angles now. Did Eddie delete his account? I just want to check something on my end as well. It says he's live, look. There we go.
Subscriptions. Yeah, so I'm on a thing called Tinder now.
Tinder?
Tinder. No, I'm not.
Tinder!
That's a joke.
It's not a joke!
Oh my god, the trolls that make videos about me saying I'm on Tinder. I'm not on Tinder.
You are on Tinder!
Or Grindr. I don't even know what they mean. Or fans only. I don't know what any of that means.
Why did he mention OnlyFans as well? Why has he put OnlyFans into it as well?
Hello, guys. 11 of the best. Okay.
He's probably started this off well.
You know,
filters on.
I've got to get this back on track because I used to earn quite a lot of money.
The mic's better on his camera.
Can't say how much, but it was in the millions.
All the chicken he can eat.
Millions of cents. So, I need you to please join Rumble. Rumble. You ever heard of Rumble?
No, it's shit.
I don't expect you have, right? It's like a little version of YouTube. And it's full of politics. But anyway, I'm on there. But I need you to join Rumble.
Join Tinder!
Listen to me talk about the McCanns tonight. I'm going to talk about
join
body
Tinder
language and statement analysis, okay? Which I've studied them for donkey's years.
Join Tinder.
And I'm going to talk about that on Rumble tonight. Longer, you know. This is TikTok. 3-minute video. It's not long enough for me. So I have to go live later.
Join Tinder.
Hello, Mama Bear. You missed me from the What's case. I miss myself.
You miss yourself?
I miss myself.
You big Nazi. You big narcissist.
YouTube like without the Armchair Detective?
Better.
It must be like a desert, right? I had 100 channels hating me. And they lived to watch me on YouTube. It's called hate watching, right?
He's on
So I look at my
TikTok.
chat and there'd be, God, 1,000 people here. 200 of them are gang stalking haters.
Gang stalking. He's on TikTok.
But it got me views, yeah?
Big.
So what
look
they're
at how
doing
big
without
he is,
me,
look.
I don't know. But anyway, now we've
Look how
moved
big
on.
his bottom half. Look how big he
And I
is.
joined TikTok. And I only started doing it a week ago properly. I joined years ago. But I've only concentrated on it for 1 week today, right? And
Only when you had a big bit of fucking news
views
to drop. To
in
steal.
A week. 5 million views. This is like great exposure for the Armchair Detective.
Oh, it's not going to work out
so
the way you
getting
think.
rid of me didn't really work, did it? Because now I'm getting more exposure than I ever did on YouTube. To get 4 million views on YouTube would take me
They're not the same, you dickhead.
6 months.
It's not the same. 5 million views on TikTok is about 50,000 on YouTube.
Nice to see my face again. Thanks.
You idiot. And you haven't got 5 million, you've got just over 3.
So
You idiot. Big ups, Trisha.
Evening. I was fooled into thinking you made another small channel. No, this is a big channel. Became the number 5 member on the team. Thank you. Right, I don't know how any of this works. But we've got 1 rose from Derek.
Good. 1 rose from Derek.
I don't know why nobody else is giving me roses.
What's that? Is that like, what's that worth?
Subscriber.
Like 5p. What's a rose worth?
No,
He's got on his head!
Thank you, Claire.
They go on his head!
So, sent me a heart.
Ice cream yum. Ice cream yum.
Claire became the number 6 member
Rose.
on the team.
Smells lovely. Ice cream yum.
I just got a number 1 gifter badge. Oh, well done.
Perfume yum.
Okay, I'm not going to do that thing I did for that young man the other night. Was it called a battle? I'm not doing that again. He's on there every night doing it.
He did a battle
do that again.
With someone.
What I'm here to do is to promote
how did we
my
miss
channel
that?
on Rumble. If there's any my spanners here, could you please put the link to Rumble?
No, he's been playing with the kids on Rumble.
Also, to earn money, I'm on a thing called Patreon.
Patreon, he's
Put a
just a
link to
beg. He's come on to beg on
Where I talk
on
to you
TikTok.
one-on-one on Patreon.
Begging on TikTok. Begging on
Rumble.
Begging on
Later on about
TikTok.
the cats. I also am an established painter.
Established.
And I have a new series of dark art. You see this here?
Dark art.
This is
It's Gacy!
the Clown Killer, right?
You
Painted
weirdo!
in oil paint
You sex weirdo!
by me.
It's Gacy. It looks like
And
Dark
I'm
Side
gonna
Phil.
do other ones, like Hannibal Lecter,
Yeah, I
the
bet.
Joker.
I bet you are.
Who else can I do? Who do you think I can do? Dark art, the dark characters, not just real crime, but also other crime. Any sort of crime, really. But I'm not doing child killers. Ted Bundy, just about, I think. Sooty, hello Sooty. What's it like on YouTube without the armchair detective? I see the bully case is taken off again, right, Sharon? The bully case is taken off again. Judah Folding says he's found the body of Nicola Bully on the 7th. And do you know what? It was only 2 foot off the surface. Why didn't he just reach in and take her out?
That's what I said, you chuffer. You fuck off.
Anyway, so he I don't know if everybody knows this. But
he
you know
doing?
Peter Folding and his team of men, Diver, other boatmen, all those big red lorries and the dog,
You're
they
on
all stayed at Emma White's farm.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Emma White's dad's
You're
got
Peter's,
a farm.
you're Peter's friend.
Peter and all his team stayed at Emma White's
You
farm.
were supposed to be Peter's friend.
So you imagine the day that Peter found the body, the 7th, right? He goes home from work that day and he says to Emma, "Found a body today."
Does he?
They phone up the parents and Paul, and
He's
it's
making
like,
it up.
"Found the body." So the parents phone the police.
Is Emma
The
there in
police
his
go,
house?
"It's false alarm. It's Branches. We checked this afternoon. It's false alarm." They get back to Peter and say, "What are you doing? Giving the parents a false alarm."
What are you doing?
Peter is in full contact with Paul. He's
Oh. Is that my TikTok or is that Alan? Is that me or is that Alan? It may take a while to load this live. Try reloading. No, it was just me.
told them. So, is there any moderators here? Someone wants to say hello to you. So, how could he not tell them? And how could they not go and look the next day? Of course they went and looked the next day. And Peter said, when he went back the next day, he saw her again, which is the 8th, which is the day they're all there. Yes. So this is the mystery. That's not how it was, says Sharon. He didn't tell them because the police told it was nothing. If
They're
they
disagreeing
told
with
him it was
him.
nothing,
How do you know how many
why do you
people
think
there are?
the parents
67.
were
He's
upset
got
about the
67.
false alarm? Because Peter told them. So false alarm or no false alarm, they all knew. Everyone knew about it. And everyone went down to the water's edge on the 8th. False alarm or not false alarm. Branches or not branches. And the thing I can tell you what none of you know, Nicola Bully's fans, things. The picture that Peter Folding sent to the police was replicated by PC Thackeray, who went in the afternoon to look to see if it was Nicola under the water. He said, "I've never had such an easy dive. On the bottom is just sand. She's not there. It's just branches." And he took a picture of the branches.
I've never had such an easy
And the
dive.
police say the picture he took, Thackeray, of Folding's coordinates was exactly the same as Peter Folding's picture. So the police are sure it's branches. And yet Peter, when he went home and enhanced the picture, he is sure it was Nicola.
What's going on?
Weird, isn't it?
Who's he talking to?
So
why is he
Peter
doing
is
this on
now,
TikTok?
At the time, when the police said it was
Just gone straight into this.
on the 7th,
He's just gone straight into
he goes,
this.
oh, I must be wrong.
Because I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why he's gone straight into this.
I must have been wrong. She's not in the river.
It's because he started out with, well, it was exciting for me all of a sudden, wasn't it? Because he started talking about Tinder, and then now he's thought, get onto the fucking subject, stop looking like a twat.
Checked, she's not in the river. He did check, and he said she is in the river. The police went back and told Peter he's wrong. She's not in the river. So he said, the police must know better than me.
What's that?
She's not in the river. And that's how all this crap came about.
Oh, he's going to be cussing
But
because
then
Super
Peter went
Chuffer.
home in a huff.
He's going to be
It was
cussing.
kicked off. And he
Super Chuffer's just got 15,000 views in 3 days, and Alan's doing this on TikTok for 70 people.
was like embarrassed by the police. And he went home. And when he went home, instead of having looked at the pictures on his laptop, he's got it in PDF and all that, and he enhanced them. And he's
You want his
absolutely
comments?
sure it's Nicola and a shadow of Nicola.
But
And he showed another YouTuber, a friend of mine, I believe, Luke, and Luke said as well,
a friend of
it's
his.
Nicola Bully. So you got someone I trust, Nicola Bully, saying Nicola Bully, and you've got Peter Folding, who I trust, saying Nicola Bully, and you've got the police, who I don't trust, because they have bosses, don't they? Cops have bosses. You've got to do what they say.
What about
They
Peter
come
Folding
before
then? How
they
can you
can.
trust him and the police? Because he's basically in with the police most of the
They
time.
were told that she can't be there.
Like, he's the only
I
one.
believe Peter.
You believe Peter, you idiot.
They were
Like,
told she.
listen, Peter's the only one out of all of them that can be paid to say what the fuck you want him to say.
Right? Police are controlled by politicians.
Yeah.
And here's the
But they're
thing.
not. The police are not controlled by the politicians. The politicians want to control them, but Peter Folding is controlled by the politicians because he's a private police force engaged by the politicians when they want to use
I
it.
don't know what he is. He's been arrested. Stabbed them.
And it's probably important that he did this for free, because if he did it getting paid by fucking Edward Snowden Andrew Snowden or His Majesty's government, then it would look weird, wouldn't it?
She's as good as dead. She has brain damage, and she's on a machine keeping her alive. According to the nursing staff and the family. So the family went and said to the hospital, how is she? Do you know what they were told? And this is what I've read and been told, right? The family were told, ask the Garda, ask the police.
Something different.
And the police said, don't say anything.
I got out of sync just by going off quiet just for a second. It got completely offhand. Someone asked in his chat, when's your court date, AD? But he's not responding to any of the chat, is he? And they'll just be banning people.
Girl is brain dead. Supposing she is, she might not be. That's what everyone's saying. If she is, they're scared to turn the machine off because there's going to be riots. If that girl dies,
Oh, he's talking about Dublin.
going to be riots. So that's what I say to you. And the reason I'm telling you that story, the reason I'm telling you that is because the police are controlled, and that proves it. If the police are doing what the government said, which is don't say anything and don't take any pictures, then that proves they're being controlled by the politicians. With the Bully case,
Alan Vinny's bar
you've got
searches
Snowden
CP.
above the police telling them this, that and the other. And the police saying, oh, we know when we're going to find her. We're going to find her on Sunday the 19th. That's when she's going to appear. Well done, Snowden. You predicted when Nicola's body was going to
Alan
appear.
searches for
Fantastic.
CP.
What hindsight. Not only that's going to be, not only are the police...
What's happening now?
I achieved something.
I've achieved something. 80 people.
I'm still waiting for more people to reach my goal on members, but I seem to have achieved something. Flowers, roses. Trinity sent me 4 roses. Get in. Thank you for the roses. I don't know what it means. Thank you. Steph.
Money, you twat.
So where was
Ice
I?
cream, yum.
Someone's a gold member. Oh, Jamie's a gold member. Yeah,
Are you reading the chat there? Alan searches for CP.
I believe it. I live in Ireland, and there's absolutely no talk on the news about the little girl. But
Let these
the
people know.
parents have spoke. You've got to remember, the staff in that hospital, they're raging. They are raging that they can't tell people that she's on a machine.
Who's going to be the first person to mention Super Chuffer and get banned? Who's going to be the first person to suggest that people should search AD sings with kids on Smule? This man sings with kids on Smule. That's what I want to see in chat. This man sings with kids on Smule. This man is a nonce. Nonce sings with kids on Smule.
And they hate that.
They'll be binning them. They'll be
Sassy
banning
cat.
them.
That's why they hate me. Because I tell the truth. I expose.
Why are
the
people
police
giving you
in
so much
Colorado
stick?
for doing a cover-up.
Because he's a nonce. He's a nonce. He's a nonce. He's a nonce.
It's a woman called Nicola Kessinger being at the crime scene. They've slurred me,
Derek sent a lightning
trolled
bolt.
me, gang stalked me, reported me,
Deke, sorry.
shadow banned me, destroyed my YouTube channel.
He's a liar.
Because
Liar.
I was right.
Liar.
And I'm now on
It's because you're a
Rumble.
nonce and an evil,
I'll
horrible
be there
man.
tonight talking about the McCanns. They're another lot that hate the truth. The McCanns hired
Hired.
General Pin.
Oh, 92. He's got in chat. 91. It doesn't, for some reason, it won't keep going for me. I have to keep reloading it.
General Pinochet's lawyer to protect them from being arrested. The Portuguese police have none of it, and they arrested him for hiding the body. The next day they flew home, knowing full well
Super Chuffer,
that
look.
they're not going to
Paul
ever be
Ansel.
extradited because they got the best lawyers
Paul
in the
Ansel
world.
says Super
They got
Chuffer.
Carter Ruck. They got Pinochet's lawyer. They will never be extradited. They'll never be arrested because the police are too scared
Super
to do
Chuffer.
anything.
It's a Super Chuffer, look. Ooh.
Oh, is that Paul Ansel guy? He's not really Paul Ansel.
He's not really Paul Ansel.
Yeah, so
Ooh.
the truth is,
He's
I'm
not really
doing it
Paul
for money.
Ansel.
I don't get any money for this. None. No money for this.
No money. You are getting
Nothing.
money. You've got roses and
I
shit.
think I've had £3.65
You've had money
in a
then.
week, and I've worked solidly on TikTok because I want to get established.
You're not really Paul Ansel.
We need to wake up about the truth. What's going on in Ireland should give you a clue on how we're being misused. I don't know where the rent shoe is.
Oh.
I think some. Hang on.
Oh.
I don't know how to. Sorry. I think we've got some moderators here, haven't we? I take it my main moderator.
He's got no
If any
mods.
moderators here, make yourself known.
He's got no mods. Quick, get it
He's
all
got
out there.
moderators here.
Call them nonces. Oh, he's got a couple. Get the nonce. Get the nonce call. Let's have the nonce
Can't
shout.
see the
Let them
regular.
know.
We've got moderators. Like, some people want to join my live, but I'm not doing that again.
Yes, join his live. Fucking hell.
Because they just come on and want to earn money, like do one of those. I don't know what it's called. I don't want to do any of those.
Oh, I missed
Matches
it.
they wanna do.
Someone came on and did a match
Yes,
with
I will.
him,
I will.
we missed it. Unbelievable.
Karen became the 8th member of the team. Thank you.
Unbelievable.
Targets. I need to reset the Rose target, don't I? Let's have a
What,
little
target for money, you mean?
Confirm.
Who are people sending him elves and shit? Why are people sending him this shit? I
Just
suppose it's only
reset.
like 5p.
I don't know what I'm doing. I think I made a new go.
Alan Searches Kids sings on Smule. Check out YouTube. Good call. Alan Searches CP and sings with kids on Smule. Check out
Very good at
YouTube.
this, am I?
Love it. Won't
let me
Love
move
to
it.
see it. And I'll tell you what's better. His sound quality's better on this because he's using his
There we
phone.
go. More roses.
More
576 roses. That'll put pay to it.
What,
Right,
you want
where was I?
500 roses? How much is a rose? I don't know how much any of these things
Yes, I've done
cost.
the Ireland thing. So the same thing's happened in the Nicola Bulley case.
Coins, get coins. Oh, what?
Same thing. You can't trust
70
what
coins
the
is
police say in the Nicola
70p.
Bulley thing because they've got people over them. They've got politicians,
So a rose is like
bigger
1p.
police.
It's
college
1p.
policing.
Is a rose 1p?
So who are we going to believe?
Is it 1p?
I'm inclined to say believe Peter Folding.
The Alan
up to you.
comment's still there.
Make your own mind up. But everyone knows,
As far as
don't
I
they,
could see.
Sarah, that the Nicola Bulley case is dodgy. That's a crime
A
scene.
rose
that's
is worth
messed up.
1p.
Oh, she's fallen in by the bench, but we won't rope it up. Don't believe anything AD says. No, it's up to you.
Check out Patrick Exhausted for the truth about AD.
It's amazing how trolls are so keen to say something. Instead of like talking about the case. They want to make it personal about me, right? Let's make it personal about AD.
No, don't try and deflect with the case so
him.
your personal thing doesn't come out.
And it's so obvious. Being negative about a creator, it's not clever. It's not clever. Never
You're
has
done
been.
your noncer.
I don't care about what they want to say about my body or what I do in my life. I want to investigate and I want to study. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, because those little girls might be, Paul might
That's
be
all
nonce
I
those
wanna
little
do.
girls. That's what you want. That's what you want, Alan. You want Paul to
And I
show
want
you
to
the
get to the
photos.
bottom of the Nicola Bulley thing because they didn't rope off the scene and they didn't do forensics. They didn't do forensics on a bench. They didn't look to see what marks there were on the floor.
Sarah Fenlow says, the
And
bigger
to
that you
me,
are.
It was just a staged crime scene. Like
This is
people,
brilliant. Sarah says, the bigger you are, the more haters you'll have. They're nothing but attention seekers. But I'm bigger than Alan. I've got more subscribers than him, done bigger shows on YouTube, like more numbers. You equate the TikTok numbers. You can't just say 1 million on TikTok, 1 million on YouTube. They're not the same. I've done better numbers than Alan this week.
He was there before Nicola died and he was there after Nicola died. I don't know that. Because Mr. Five said, I saw him close to Nicola and I thought they were partners and she was killing a lift with him, right? And then, after Nicola was gone, Mr. Five saw Man
He's
in
got
Black
90.
again.
He's got 90 watching now.
So Man in Black is on the crime scene before Nicola dies and after Nicola dies.
The Man in Black.
But the police don't put out an APB. We want to find the Man in Black. No, they don't.
Because they looked up these things
They
and
don't wanna
verified
find
and checked them out, didn't they? So maybe it's
He
not
was hanging
worth...
around amongst the reporters for days.
Like he was there, so they might
So
have checked
Mr.
him out.
Folding said, I'll take a picture of him. And they took pictures of
Peter
the Man in
didn't.
Black
The Sun did, apparently.
and sent it to the police. And you never heard the police put that picture out. They put the lady in red out.
Well, are
have
we
to
to
find
then
the lady in
assume...
red.
What would you assume
We
then?
have to find the lady in yellow. We don't have to find the Man in Black.
Maybe it's
Yet
because
he's
they
an
found him.
eyewitness.
Is he an
He's the
eyewitness
last
now?
one to see Nicola alive.
Oh, fuck this. Reloading.
When she died. Yet, you'll never hear the Lancashire police mention him. How do you know Peter Folding told PA that he had found Nicola on the 7th? Right, okay, I'll tell you that story, because I know a bit about it. Basically, Emma was doing a great job of public relations. She heard about Peter Folding, and Peter Folding was phoned by Emma and Paul and asked to help. He said, I will, but you've got to okay it with the police. So they try to get the police to okay it that they can go. Peter, I'm not only coming if the police say yes. The police said no. So Emma writes to the police cleverly, if you don't let Mr. Folding come, I'm going to put a press release out saying that you have turned down help and it will look negatively on you, the police. Emma was doing great on this. Another story. So the police turned to him and said, yeah, he can come, but he's got to sign a non-disclosure agreement not to talk to the press.
He's literally just making it up.
Which he sort of signed, but he says he didn't. But he says they seem to have a non-disclosure bit of paper. So
They seem to have it.
that happened. That happened. So you now know that Emma, Paul, and Folding are in this camp.
Oh, fucking hell, man.
Got two groups now. Where can I stay? Said Peter. And all my big all my big red caravans and all my team, where can I stay? Emma said, don't worry, my dad's got a big farm. You can all stay at our farm. This is all true. Believe me, it's true.
Come on, Alan, you will solve this.
Peter's team and vehicles stayed at Emma's farm. It isn't far away, right? Which was nice of her.
Come on, Alan, you will
She's in
solve
charge
this.
of them. So you have to understand the communication between Emma, Folding and Paul is absolute. Everywhere Paul went, Emma was there. On Channel 5, Emma was in the room when they're filming.
But you trust Peter
Channel
Folding, but you trust Emma now,
They're there together.
and you trust Paul now, Or are you saying that
I don't know what Swift Incorporated is.
You don't know what Swift Incorporated is?
They're all there.
I know what Swift Incorporated is. Peter Folding's linked to Swift
that?
Incorporated. Swift Incorporated is linked to the Panama Papers.
So don't tell me...
We haven't got started on that yet on the show.
Didn't tell Emma on the farm that they found the body that day. Of course she did. Of course he did. And the police confirmed that Paul told them on the 7th that he found Nicola's body. So the police say he found the body on the 7th.
Alan's getting all flustered.
Folding says he did.
Are you a private detective?
And it seems the family were upset.
Big up Patrick Exhausted on YouTube.
So
Here's exposed AD.
Everyone knew about the body on the 7th.
Alan's getting exposed. Alan's getting flustered.
Police said it didn't exist.
He's getting flustered. You got blocked.
Right? So the next thing is he goes back the next day, and also Emma goes, and they're all there, yeah. So
they spotted you. Look, Sharon says the trolls are here. Sharon's talking about the trolls. He's not going to like that. Don't talk about these. Focus on Alan.
I don't earn any money here. They're trolling me because they're jealous.
I told you, pick this up straight away.
These idiots can't get 5 million views in all their lifetimes put together.
Shut up, you idiot.
They're all just trolls with no life.
You're just a clickbaiter on TikTok.
To come in here when I'm trying to talk about crime and make it about me, pretty pathetic, isn't it?
Pretty pathetic, isn't it?
And what they don't understand, they'll never get anywhere in life by hate. It doesn't work.
Oh, Alan, where have you got?
I'm not here for money. I don't get paid.
You just literally had a thing on your head with the money.
I get paid on TikToky.
What are the roses? What's the money?
£4, I think I earned.
That's money.
Weeks, and I'm working on it full time. I want to get this going. I want the truth out there about Nicola Bulley. I want the case reopened. And it's easy to solve.
Is it?
Thanks for the roses. Thank you.
What are they?
Easy
are they money?
The police should show us the picture of the trees. Because you can't upset the family.
What, you mean the police
by
should?
showing us a picture of trees under the water. Can you?
But the police aren't worried about upsetting the family. They have no option
so there's
to disclose
nothing to worry about by showing
evidence,
the picture of the trees. Now Peter has exactly the same picture. They're the same spot. But Peter has a picture of what he says is a body. So all you got to do is blur the body, right? And then we, the public, will know the truth.
I saw Alan Search's CP joined.
Why won't Peter show what he found on Sonic? Because he's being protective of the parents. The thing is, if she does...
Why did you search CP? It's all over YouTube, and you sing with kids on Smule.
Then the whole case changes. How could you leave her there all those extra days?
Oh, this is jolly, isn't it? This is fun. After such a hard day at Coalface doing the CIP report. Now watching this...
the autopsy.
Watching this idiot. He's up to 100 people. Watching this idiot on TikTok. Like, after doing a proper day's work on the Nicola Bulley case, watching this idiot do this on TikTok, it's just fucking hilarious.
It wasn't a body. And I don't need to say much about that, other than if you watch my videos, join Rumble and see my videos where I prove it wasn't at all. It was a square case of something, not a body. I'm not inviting anybody on the programme, so don't ask.
Yeah.
So, join Rumble.
Oh, God.
If you want the full story of the Bulley case.
Imagine someone joining.
Case.
He's one step ahead of that, unfortunately. But imagine someone joining. Is that what's happening there? Is someone trying to join and it's like arresting it? What the fuck's up for me? I have to reload. Oh, is that it? Has he decided to fuck it off? No, it's just not loading. Let's try it in a lower resolution, now viewing in 540p. People are still talking in their chat, so I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I've been blocked. Something's wrong on our end. It seems like he's still talking and I just can't watch it. Oh, no, he's back. Good, these lives. Oh, no. I apologise for this. Obviously, it's probably, you know, TikTok, isn't it? Rather, because we watch everything else normally. So, might be an issue with TikTok. No, it recommends videos for me, other lives. This one's got Megan. Look, Megan's live. Fucking hell, TikTok. Wow. Look, it's also recommending Megan, and she looks like a young girl in her bedroom. So I wonder if Alan's been joining in any TikTok lives himself. Fucking hell. But unfortunately, the one I want to watch. Come on, TikTok. Firefox is blocking it. We've just been watching it. Why would Firefox block it? Here he is.
On live. TikTok. Yeah, the good news is nearly 5 million views on TikTok in a week.
It's just having trouble with it. Try reloading or just... I've adjusted it right down TikTok, I'm afraid. I'll put it in a different browser and just quickly see if I can get it running in a different browser for you. By doing this, and by doing this. It wants me to log in. Verification complete. Login. Login success. Live has ended. Ended. That's why. I think he binned it off. I think he just thought, I'm getting too many trolls. I'm losing control. I'm getting angry. I'm gonna leave. It was good for a while. It was good for a while. And like I say, the funniest thing about it is I do predict this every time. I haven't caused this to happen. Like, you know, I'm just watching it like everyone else. But people don't like Alan. The truth is that he's a bit of a noncer, isn't it? So I think that when Alan goes places, people are going to follow him and try and alert people. Because the people on TikTok would be pretty alerted if they saw it. So I probably want to watch Megan's live now because she's in her bedroom. Like, what the fuck, TikTok? That shouldn't be allowed. TikTok shouldn't be allowed to suggest videos of Megan to me. And like, when I did my login, I did my date of birth as grown up, like fucking, you know, grown up. So why is it suggesting that? And I just done a brand new account just to watch Alan. Like, it shouldn't be suggesting Megan to me. And look, there's another one. There's a child. This one's an Arabic Asian child. Like, I'm already a bit worried about TikTok. Like, how are there no child protections on here? Like, there's another one. That's a child. She seems to be playing Fortnite. She's called Kennedy. This is just what it's suggesting to me on the lives. Has it got anything to do with what Alan watches, I wonder? Probably not, but, you know, I'd like to pin it on him if I could. That one's another... That's a child. I'd say that's a child. Fucking weird, isn't it? TikTok. You can just, like, TikTok into children. Didn't know that. Bit dodge. Alan's been having fun anyway. And now he's not having fun. So I imagine he's going to be on Rumble in a minute, where they've got full control. I wonder if that went well. That's a bit grimy like that. I didn't know TikTok you could just have like access to children like that. I thought like it was they had their head screwed on with it. I knew they had problems with like you know, certain trends and XYZ and, you know, causing internet you know, parents concerned because of TikTok trends. So I thought, you know, they'd be a bit more on it. And apparently his patron has been pretty wild recently. We should maybe have a look at one of his patrons if I can get a hold of the fucking things. I haven't had much appetite for it, have I? This is the doody at the start anyway. He's pointed the microphone differently, you'll notice. 30 seconds of this. This is better than ever. He's just this is performance art. He's just drinking water. 30 seconds, 37 seconds into the stream, and he's not doing anything. He must have been furious after that TikTok. He must have been furious. He must have been furious after that TikTok.
Can you see me? First one to say hello gets a prefect badge. Remember at school? School prefect.
Woo. Just heard a noise outside, so I just thought I'd check. It was just someone in their car.
I'm not even going to start till someone says I can see you and hear you. Because it's I'm talking to myself.
He's such a Burke, isn't he?
Come on, who's going to be first?
Such a Burke.
I'm here. You're here. We need to communicate.
Oh, this is classic Alan. Yeah, absolutely right.
Anaphylaxis family, good. Right.
Oh, big up Slinky Socks. Thank you. I'll check that in just a second.
Mate.
Thank you. Sister.
I'm going to look at two of my heroes.
Wait, is it Little Sister? It's probably Little Sister, isn't it? I'm probably a bit older. I've got a greyer beard anyway. I've got a big grey beard, so Little Sister.
In the Madeleine McCann case. I used to follow a guy called Richard D. Hall. He's been kicked off of YouTube.
Richard D. Hall?
He's been kicked off of YouTube because of his controversial views. Ever heard that before?
Did he get kicked off?
Richard D. Hall is like...
Did he get kicked off? My guess is with Richard D. Hall, because he did Madeleine McCann, and that was a big thing, like a big thing. And I don't mean he just did a few videos about it. He went to Portugal. He did like hours and hours. Like some of his videos, he did like 4 documentaries. They would like no other YouTuber I actually consider to do documentaries in this way. Like these, I would count as documentaries. They were 5 hours each. Like one of his videos was about like the Tapas 7, and it was like 7 hours. Like proper Steve of the Dead level stuff, like hours of content, and like he went into full depth on every aspect. Like there wasn't a stone left unturned, even if, and to some of he said these are phantoms. There's a lot of characters in this story that are just put up as phantoms, but we have to sort of explore every avenue to completely, you know. So he did a series called The Phantoms. Like there was so much, to the point where it's almost too much. And to really get a good read on YouTube, you know, to provide YouTube content for people, you kind of want to condense it down to at least like a minimum 3 hours. There was so much. The body language of the American guy, yeah. They removed loads of it, so he left YouTube. My only guess is that because he did that, then also though he did like NASA was the moon landings real. He did like he went a bit conspiracy, and I don't know what his thoughts are on the, you know, the big C and the big V, you know, and all that. You know, the pandemic and all that. I don't know what his thoughts are on that, but I imagine it was quite conspiratorial. So I could perceive him of sort of getting himself binned off and pushed over to the Rumble side of things, the way he was like with Madeleine McCann, it's sort of suited to be this sort of deep investigative, not trusting anything, digging and finding strange things. But when you're talking about like other stuff, like, you know, when it, like aliens and conspiracy and stuff like that, you know, it gets a bit David Icke somewhere along the lines. So yeah, aliens. He probably did it before the Madeleine stuff, like you say, then maybe. But I only knew him from the Madeleine stuff, and then I saw, you know, I was watching his stuff, and he started doing this alien stuff, and I was like, fucking hell. Like, you want to get back on the Madeleine? It was a bit like when Sean Atwood, like, you know, went a bit weird, like a sort of, you know, future echo of that. I was like, you know, where did he go weird? But then I didn't realise that his entire body of work would be removed. So it's a shame, because there was fucking loads of it on the Madeleine stuff. But for Alan, it's not a complete shame, because all of that is now Alan's content.
A forensic YouTube true crime investigator. But he actually goes to these places. He's not in his armchair like me. He goes there, right? And he knew, like I did, that there's a big political cover-up in the Madeleine McCann case, right? He worked that out. You don't get like the Prime Minister's spin doctor to fly in and say, I'm going to work for you from now on. I'm going to leave my job with Prime Minister Blair.
Are you not on Tramadol?
I'm going to come and work with you after a child's missing for 3
Oh yeah, good shout. He's probably got it all on the website, hasn't he? Yeah. It's funny this is, isn't it? Because like, not on YouTube. I'm not watching it.
days. It doesn't happen unless it's political.
Maybe I should watch it more often.
AD Rumblers. I like that, Rumblers, but
Like, the thing is, I don't agree with what he thinks about some of that stuff. Like, I just don't buy into it and don't agree with it. But the Madeleine McCann stuff was the best, well-researched, most well-researched. You know, a lot of the ideas that he brought up and showcased, like, you know, they assimilate into what I now think, I guess. Like, you know, I wouldn't have my opinions on the Madeleine McCann stuff and my insight into it without Richard D. Hall's investigative journalism. So, like, you know, I think it's like high-grade, top-level content, and it deserves to be on YouTube. And it's a massive crying shame if it's not. But yeah, it's a funny one, because like, even though he did all that other weird shit, like, I don't care about the other weird shit. Like, it doesn't to me, it doesn't discredit the Madeleine stuff. But then you can't talk Madeleine all the time, so I can't watch all the time if you're going to talk all that weird shit. But
a bit close to that other woman's trial, Rumblers. So he said, "This is wrong. I'm going to investigate it." And he's thoroughly investigated. But tonight, I want to look at
investigated
his trip to America. Richard D. Hall was suspicious about the way the McCanns were so nonchalant about.
So he went to America and he did this, and then you're going to watch his video, and then you're watching his video, and you're watching his video for like the fucking whole of this.
He's adamant that
he
McCanns. Have you saw what he accused him of? And yet nothing said. Whereas AD is chased off of YouTube and sued for having an opinion on a discovery case. That's it. I'm going to bed. It's got me annoyed. Thank you to Peter Hyatt. And I believe he's right, because he's come up with those conclusions without doing an in-depth examination of the files. I agree with that conclusion by reading the evidence. He's come to that conclusion, the same conclusion, by reading their words and coming up with an embedded confession. And there we have the embedded confession, the same confession as that Colorado Morale concluded as well. And yet, they've never accused, they've never been questioned, and the remit is Madeleine McCann was abducted. I'll leave you with that phrase. Madeleine McCann was abducted, and that's the only investigation going on after £15 million.
Right. Okay. Right. Alan. Right. Let's have a patron. Oh yeah, there we go. Look. So this is Patreon from the other day, but I mean, I'm led to believe you went a bit loopy here, but I don't know. Like, this is that. It's the day before. Doody doody. It's got the light going. It's a bit bright, to be honest.
Oh, here he is. Who's going to say hello? Yeah, Nancy, I know Lana said hello.
He feels like an idiot every time that happens. Surely.
I thought I'd do a patron only tonight, just for us patrons. I've been concentrating. Oh, I'm waiting for someone to say hello. I don't even know if you can see me. Hopefully you can. I've been concentrating on. Got a frog in my throat as well. I've been concentrating on a thing called TikTok all week. You see me? Yeah, all good.
Lana's one of the
a
channels,
thing
isn't she?
called
Maybe she
TikTok.
said
I don't know if
something.
you know
I'll
it.
look in a minute.
I'm on there though, and I've spent the whole week working on it, which is very pleasing.
Bigging up the TikTok.
And it's gone very well.
Didn't go very well tonight, did it?
I've been sort of posting 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah.
And I've got some results for you, I think.
It's funny that he crows on about this because it doesn't mean what he thinks it does. And like, congratulations to people who do get millions of views consistently on TikTok, and it can turn into
Basically,
something.
4.5 million views
And any views is good
in
fun.
the first
but
week.
You know what I mean?
I'm not joking.
In the first week, it's not the first week
views.
at all, is it?
I've been
It's not the
doing it a
first
week.
week. It's the first time you got a load of views. So starting from now, when I got
Not
the
too bad,
views,
is it? Not too shabby.
you've been doing it for ages,
Analytics.
dropping weird shit. And one of your things got caught because Peter Folding. Oh, it's on the day. It's news.
4.5 million views. The most viewed one's got 900,000 in 1 week. This is good news. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, trolls. They got me off YouTube under false pretenses by mass reporting me 1 million times. I reckon, is that exaggeration? I've told myself not to exaggerate. 100,000 times. I think they've reported me to get me off.
1 million was an exaggeration. Told myself not to exaggerate. Why have you told yourself not to exaggerate? Because you talk a load of shit on the internet. Yeah. So let's walk that back. But 100,000, that sounds right, does it? You think I didn't report you 100,000 times. I reported you about 10 for the 10 times that were the most egregious in that particular one where you were calling me Botty Boy. But really, not 100,000.
Good evening, everyone. Patrons, how are you?
Between us, maybe 100, but not 100,000.
So I thought what I'd tell you to do. So I've been doing TikTok to get that going. Don't get any money for that, by the way. Don't get paid. But it hopefully will bring members to Rumble and eventually Patreon. Patreon, as you know, is my only income now. So you are the most important ones now. You're the only ones that understand that I have been vilified. I think you could put it down to one family, really. Organising
Vilified?
teams of people to destroy my private life and my business life and my book and my channel.
It's not this again.
Organised hate. I mean, it's
I'm
totally
just going to not
organised.
refill the bottle of my
I'm not a horrible person. I don't swear. I don't make videos about somebody. You know,
do
somebody
swear.
makes videos about me every day.
You do
call me
make
all names
videos
under the sun.
about people.
I never make videos about other creators.
Yes, you do.
So why am I off YouTube?
You made loads of
And
videos
the
about
haters
me.
are still on YouTube.
This is insane. Twilight Zone.
And how are they getting on without me?
Toilet Zone.
I don't know where they're getting on because I never go on YouTube now. Not interested. They piss me off. I've been there 6 years. I made them fortunes. Me and my team spent
Literally just
thousands of
swore.
hours researching cases, not just the Watts case, lots of cases, and they took all my work down. They just say, "All right, Alan, you're going to have to leave, but we're going to give you a week to, record all your vids so you can keep them." Oh no, just total destruction. Like more or less, you can more or less equate it to a firing squad. That's either no trial, no defence, just shot down in flames.
Oh my God, he is on one.
And it still makes me mad because
Angry
when
Alan.
you're terminated from YouTube, you're terminated for life.
Yeah.
Not just a year or 6 months. I can't even open a YouTube channel to watch YouTube.
But you do find a
I
way
don't think I've done much wrong, to be honest, compared to some people.
because you watch YouTube on every single one of your Rumble
What are you
Rumble
talking about?
videos.
32 of you. Wow, that's a good turnout. Thank you.
Nose,
Anyway,
snotty,
what I'm going to talk about tonight,
cocaine,
it interests a lot of you that are interested in true crime.
cocaine.
And I want to talk to you about Bleach. In my long experience studying crime scenes,
Oh, don't do this now, Alan.
and I can't remember the names of them all. The last one, let's see if anybody remembers this one. That poor girl, I think it one of the last girls, somewhere snowy, and she was an estate agent, right?
Don't do this
And
now.
she had to fly into a big city in the week to work and come on weekends with her husband.
It's going to be
And
shit.
he killed her
I'm not watching this.
and said that she got on the plane and we never saw her again. I forgot her name. He was an ugly guy with black hair.
Good at this,
She was
aren't you,
pretty
Alan?
with 3 kids, but she was, I think she was Romanian or something like that. And it's about 6 months ago. Anybody know? And she was murdered by this husband
Good show.
who said he didn't do it, but he did. But the important thing was, oh, I can't. Nobody's speaking to me.
The
Is
important
anybody
thing-
there? Can somebody say hello? Because I can't see any comments. Anyone there? Anyone? Yeah, who am I talking about? Who am I talking about? So the guy is ugly, fat face, black hair, beautiful wife, but she was Romanian or something like that, and she phoned her mum and said, I can't stay with him anymore. I want to leave him. And she was determined to leave him. She had children. And she flew out of town. And he phoned her boss and said, where is she? I can't find her. But he killed her.
True crime.
Now,
All the facts.
he went to his mum's house. You know what I'm talking about, anyway. You know what I'm talking about. Basically, it was murder. He went to his mum's house, right? But on his way there, he dropped into a supermarket, and guess what he bought, right? Bleach. He bought bleach and stuff like that, and come home and bleached her off the side of the earth, right? But he was caught buying all these cleaning materials.
Bleached her off the side of the
What I'm getting
earth.
at, the only crime scenes that are disturbed, the only murder scenes that are disturbed are the ones that are disturbed by the murderer. You get it? Now remember that guy cleaning up, getting rid of a bleach. And that was proven. And he's done. The trial's not come up yet. And I'm surprised that none of you can come up with a name. And I'm especially surprised that my moderators are not finding it now while we're looking. Shambles. Come on, who is it? It's a common name. No, don't know. Find it. Find it. Nancy? Find it. I'm going to give myself a super chat. I can't find it. How do I give myself a super chat?
What? Nancy, I'm going to give myself a super
Round
chat.
here. Oh, I can't do it. I don't know how to do it.
Nancy going to do it, is she? What's
I've
going
messed
on?
up the chat now. Nancy knows. I don't know how to do it.
Nancy knows.
It's telling me to put a card in. What have I done? What have I done? Oh my god, I've messed up live.
The cringe is strong.
I've messed up the chat now. I can't even see what you're saying now. So I've messed up the chat. That's how stupid I am. I've got, it says here, put your rant here. Please select the payment card. I don't want to. I haven't got any money. No. I can't do it. Help. Oh well. Liz was kicked off Rumble. Wow. Why? Well, I messed up now, so I won't even know who the name of that man is. Does anybody know who that man is? No? Well, I'm not going anywhere until I find it.
This is just, I mean, I thought, I said, oh, don't start the show. I thought he was going to start talking about bleach and stuff. I nearly skipped off, but this is just fucking ridiculous. You're telling me he's recently admitted to a drug addiction over several years. Several years he's had an addiction to opiates, painkillers and possibly other narcotics, and that he shouldn't be drinking and all this, and that this, as his patron, I decided I'm only going to do patron tonight. You don't tell me he's fucking wasted on this. Like, of course he's wasted. I couldn't do the main show tonight. I'm just doing it on Patreon because I'm fucking wasted. Calling himself stupid, that's new. Yeah, that's that's like, you know, when you're drunk or high, isn't it? And like you're being a bit more, you know, let down your inhibitions and be a bit more relaxed and stuff. Calling himself stupid. It's not very narcissistic, is it? But he'll feel stupid for doing it when he realizes he's done it when he's not so drunk. Yeah, this is just fucking bizarre. I mean, it's kind of what I asked for as well. I said, let's do Alan's comedy hour, but I didn't realise he was going to provide by merit of being a fucking joke.
Man kills wife while on. I can't do it. You know what I'm like? You know what I'm like? I won't be able to do anything until I find it. And at the moment, it's asking for my credit card to pay myself. I can't even pay myself. Anyway, that's the end of that. Liz was kicked off Rumble. What for, Liz? Why? How can you get kicked off Rumble?
This is
anyway, so he does this bleaching. And what I said is, this was like a penny drop moment. The only crime scenes disturbed are the ones by the criminal. Because if you've got a family member murdered, you won't ruin the crime scene. If you did it, you will, right? So it got me thinking.
He pulled on those things then.
There's two types of things that destroy the crime scene.
Something's
There's
going
a
on
cover
here.
up by the police, bully. A cover up by the criminal, McCann's. Did I say that? Yes. Cover up by the police, bully. Cover up by the participants, McCann's. It's not always bleach. The official cover-up was done by Lancashire Police
What's he,
in the bully case.
He's forgotten at this point, right? He just sort of forgot where he was and what he was saying and talking about, I feel, because this isn't a video about Lancashire Police and Nicola Bulley or the McCanns, but it's just suddenly turned into one.
By destroying the crime
And
scene.
he latched onto it for a second and he thought, is this, where am I, who am I, what's the...
Right, of Nicola Bulley, by not calling off the crime scene. Even if she committed suicide, I can say that on Rumble, even if she killed herself, they cordon off the scene and do forensics. My God, if there's an accident on the motorway and there's a fatality, they close the motorway down for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Poor Nicola Bulley.
Because they've got to clear the road, not out of some mark of respect, and not because it's a crime scene. No, you do close the motorway down for a few hours, yeah. Oh, God. The man's such a buffoon. Look, oh, that could be my thumbnail. There's my thumbnail. I'm screenshotting that. The man's an arse. The man's an arse.
In the Bulley case, by destroying the crime scene, right, of Nicola Bulley, by not calling off the crime scene. Even if she committed suicide, I can say that on Rumble, even if she killed herself, they cordon off the scene and do forensics. My God, if there's an accident on the motorway and there's a fatality, they close the motorway down for 4 hours. Poor Nicola Bulley, they let anybody walk all around.
People had been walking all
That
around.
was a cover-up. They wanted to ruin the crime scene.
Well,
But not only was it a ruined...
that's a bit unfair because from what we saw today in the investigation, but it might not be accurate, you know, we can still critique these facts. It seemed like the first people on the scene were not the police, that was Penny and all that lot. And then when the first search entered the river at that point, the first searchers there with the fire and rescue, it was the fire service were there to go in the river and have a look. So they were the ones that spoiled the scene most, is the initial witnesses and the fire service. But you could have said, hang on, wait, this could be a crime scene, don't put your boat in there. But it wasn't the police themselves. They allowed it to be messed up, I suppose, didn't they? But they didn't themselves mess it up.
Crime scene. It was a staged crime scene. There's the phone, there's the lead, there's the dogs, he fell in. A staged crime scene,
Yeah.
then a ruining crime scene. Perfect. That's the end of that. But you might as well close that case down minute one. And if you want proof of agencies destroying crime scenes, my beautiful Princess Diana is murdered, in my opinion, in a tunnel.
Your beautiful princess.
And they don't make it an accident scene and do all the forensics and just do the photographs and do all that like they do in England for a commoner dying. No, for the princess who died, they towed the car away and got a big truck and washed down the tunnel straight away, destroying the crime scene of Princess Diana. That's the biggest cover-up, I can tell you. And then none of the cameras were working. None of the cameras were working to CCTV the event. Oh no, they're not working.
To CCTV the event.
None of the cameras were working to CCTV the event.
He's high.
Oh no, they're not working. What a shame.
He's high.
So this,
I'm tired and he's
we
high.
wash it down. We switch off the cameras. Well, now we've got Diana. What do we do with her? Let's take her to the hospital. Ah, she's dead. Right. So the autopsy will reveal if she was pregnant and how she died. Good. They embalmed her in 2 hours.
I don't think he had any plan for tonight, for this one. I don't think he had any plan. Chronologically, this comes before the TikTok debacle and subsequent episode of shit watching of a video. But this was the night before. He was feeling quite buoyant, obviously. He's obviously wrecked, so he couldn't do the normal show. And he said, oh, come on, and I'll talk about Bleach, and I'll go from there. And then here we are, and it's 15 minutes in, and it's good.
They embalmed her. Embalm means taking out all the innards and putting chemicals in. They had no right to do that. That lady had to come home to England and have an autopsy. They embalmed her. The crime scene was ruined. Her body is the crime scene. If she was pregnant, we'll never know. Whatever happened to her, we'll never know. And it's illegal to embalm somebody before an autopsy. And do you know what they said, the French? You know what they said? Damn me, it was so hot. This is the middle of the night. It was so hot that to preserve the body, we embalmed it. And we believed it. Not me. The sheep. Oh yeah, of course, it must have been really hot. And yeah, they're doing embalm her because, you know, the heat. And they didn't have any refrigerators to put her in. All the refrigerators were full. And they just had to embalm her because it's hot. That's the best one example I can give you of the authorities ruining the crime scene. There are others. JFK, shot in the head, took him to hospital, messed up the autopsy, didn't find the right bullets, didn't say that his bullet went in there and back to his skull and how he died, didn't do that. That's awful. It's just awful. And then we believe all this stuff. So that's government ones. Going back to police cover-up ones, we've got the bully one and we've got McCann's. McCann's lost their daughter at 10 o'clock.
Like, have you got a point you're trying to make? Like, is there is there an actual, like, are we going somewhere with this?
Is anybody listening to this? I'm getting nobody in chat saying nothing. But you're all intensely listening, right? I'm still here, I take it. I get worried when no one says anything.
It's the most cringeworthy and bizarre of all of his offerings in a way, isn't it? Like, it feels like, you know, I was saying that we're going to, what I was expecting, and I was expecting a narc rage or a meltdown at some point, a big tantrum. We haven't been getting it because he's been getting that TikTok payoff. Like, that's, like, you know, literally financially and with the numbers, that's been fueling his ego. So we've not been that, you know, he's, then he went live on TikTok. He went live on TikTok. And after that he did a rumble, but, like, you know, this is the day before he went live on TikTok. So yeah, he went live on TikTok for more narcissistic supply. But this is like, I think he was too wasted to do he was too wasted to do a standard rumble, and he didn't even think he needed. He's probably, yeah, that's it. The TikTok money or the TikTok success, like, he's worked out. TikTok's decided to tell him how much he's going to get paid, and, like, you do get paid off TikTok. Just shut up, Alan. Of course you do. And it's probably £100 or £200, and something in that region, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Who knows? Depending on the ad revenue share that you get or whatever. But he's got some AdSense money coming, and then he's had that's a bit of a touch, isn't it? You know, a few extra £100. So now he's on his wild side high. And he thought, I don't need to do a standard rumble because I look like a fucking idiot. I'm really high. So instead, I'm just going to do a patron rumble just for the inner circle. They'll listen to any old shit, and I need the narcissistic supply. So a bit of both. But they're not delivering on supply because they're not saying anything to him because he's fucking weird. Was he wasted on TikTok too? He could have been, because when he came onto this, you know, this episode after it, all he did was watch the video, and, like, you know, he gets to sit and just play on his phone while he watches the video. So anyone can do that. Doesn't matter how wasted you are. Really, you can handle that, can't you? But this is the day before. Like, so maybe he's got a hangover from this. Because this is, like, nuts.
Always says something because she knows I'm worried nobody's listening. The rest of you. Right, so where was I to? Tom Kennedy. Right. Yeah, McCann's. 10 o'clock she was missing. 10 o'clock she was missing. They don't report her missing for 30 minutes. Do you know what they do? They all go back to 5A, rip up her little drawing book, which is sacrilege anyway, because on the outside there's pictures of children now, on the inside is a blank cover. They make the blank cover into two different timelines of where they were.
We're going into random bits and pieces about this now, aren't we?
To cover themselves when the police come. Meanwhile, the distraught parents don't even bother to search for Madeline, who could have wandered off, right? Don't even search. So eventually the police turn up, and what do they say? There was a smell of bleach. There was a smell of bleach. I lost count of the times there's been a smell of bleach, especially where a child's been killed by their parents, especially where a child's been killed or taken off by a perpetrator, especially where a husband kills a wife. There's a smell of bleach. Kelsey Barrett. Patrick Frazee. The police turn up.
I wonder if Alan Vinicum smells of bleach.
Patrick Frazee got his girlfriend to come in and clean everything with bleach. And it worked because the dogs didn't find the scent of death, even though he bashed her over the head with a baseball bat and chopped her up and burnt her. But they cleaned up the scene with bleach. Is this becoming to see, like, you seeing a pattern here?
Yep, the pattern is you're a sick bastard who is infatuated with murders. Alan is not into true crime. Like, a lot of true crime people worry about the victims, get that sense of, like, anguish and anxiety, you know, care to see the justice being served. Alan's interested in murders and how people get done murdering and how you clean up a murder. And about this, oh, did you fucking put your fingers in her before you murdered her? Like, Alan's a sick bastard.
The only crime scenes that smell of bleach are the ones where the murderer has cleaned up with bleach. Suzanne Moore.
Good point. He does seem to be really laying off the Watts case recently. I think something to do with the court case, but it feels like if he was going to stop talking about it, it would only be if he went to court and he was told to shut up. So it feels weird. Like, we still haven't got a resolution on that court case, have we? He's still sort of apparently hanging over him. But he certainly doesn't want to be making any more trouble for himself there, I think.
Bleach. You can name loads yourself. Lacey Peterson, Bleach. Yes, girls, you're doing well. Yeah. We here on the Armchair Detective actually study. We're not interested in drama, we study. It's great that you guys have brought up Lacey Peterson and Suzanne Moore. You're getting the idea. And there's that other one, right? What was he called? The Greek guy. Here we go again. The Greek guy who chopped up his beautiful wife and went off with his girlfriend, putting bits of her all over town, and it's filmed on CCTV. He killed her in the garage and bleached it. He was a Greek guy. Remember that one? That was about a year ago. Beautiful woman killed by her husband, and he chopped her up and bleached his house. Deleuze, well done, Anaphylaxis. And what was the good lady's name that was chopped up? Fotis Deleuze. What was the beautiful lady called again? Okay. Anyway, it's an ongoing thing, isn't it? And it's the same thing. Someone's told them on Google that if you murder someone, just go and buy some bleach and mop up. But there's better things than bleach, to be honest. I'm not going to tell you what they are. I don't want to inspire any would-be murderers. There are better things than bleach. Jennifer, yeah. The best thing to do is get some gasoline and set fire to the place. Then you're going to get away with murder. That will destroy DNA. But they don't want to burn their house down. They want to clean the house up so they keep the house. I understand that. But it's time and time and time and time and time again. And the one that upsets me the most is the McCanns. Not only did they bleach the tiles, they pushed the sofa over where Madeline died, and they said the dogs were useless when we know the dogs are brilliant. And they should have been banged up. Banged up. Just on the dog's evidence. And the DNA that comes with it. So why weren't they? Let me take a journey back in time. I just want to say that my shows, I don't want to say this in a boastful way, right? How do I put this? I can tell a story and I have a decent voice. I watch YouTubers and other channels and they're fumbling and they're incoherent and they're rambling on and nothing makes sense. And they're sat there.
Are you hearing this? Am I insane? This is gaslighting of the first order. He literally said, I have a good voice. Like, Alan, you sound whiny and pathetic.
Voice. My shows, I don't know, I don't want to say this in a boastful way, right? How do I put this?
Narcissist.
I can tell a story.
During a moment
I
where
have a decent voice.
nothing's really happening because you're fucking about.
I watch YouTubers and other channels, and they're fumbling and they're incoherent.
I watch. Alan, you've been rambling here for 20 minutes.
I can tell a story, and I have a decent voice. I watch YouTubers and other channels, and they're fumbling and they're incoherent and they're rambling on and nothing makes sense.
But Alan, you said you don't watch YouTube anymore because you don't watch YouTube because you don't like it anymore. You wouldn't know because you don't watch other YouTubers. So you just said, I watch YouTube and other channels. And you said earlier that you don't watch YouTube and other channels.
And they're sat there getting super chat and they're sat there getting members. And I think that my 100,000 supporters didn't come from nowhere. They used to like listening to me. And I think now, nothing's different in Patreon. That's to stay the same. But when I go on Rumble and there's 60 people and 50 people, I think it's a travesty. I think, now can I say this without being big-headed?
Alan, if you hadn't got kicked off YouTube, Peter Folding would have done the interview with you instead of Luke, wouldn't he?
I'm better than that. And I think now, nothing's different in Patreon. That's to stay the same. But when I go on Rumble and there's 60 people and 50 people, I think it's a travesty. I think, now can I say this without being big-headed? I'm better than that. I'm better than that. I could get 2,000 people in my chat because I can tell a story and I research and I see things.
Well, why aren't they there then?
And what's my reward? I've been smeared out of the place.
Smeared out.
It's just... Anyway, so why the UK lab failed to solve the critical McCann's samples. Let's get into the...
He tells himself that bollocks anyway. He's not been smeared out of it. YouTube removed him because he's an arsehole.
September 2007, British scientists responsible for a series of critical DNA samples that could have helped explain what happened to missing Amanda McCann wrote an email to the police. Dr. John Lowe and a team of forensic scientists, the UK Laboratory Forensic Science Services, have been trying to crack the DNA samples that the Portuguese detective has sent them following an intense search by the dogs, trained to detect the odour of a dead body and human blood. Correct. Why the hell the Portuguese police?
When it suits him, Alan will read from the Daily Mail. But he said the mainstream media can't be trusted. And that's the Daily Mail.
Sent the samples to England when it happened in Portugal. I will never forgive them for that. Because you know, they knew that the British government was covering for the McCanns. What? And this has gone on for months, and they knew what was going on. The Portuguese knew what was going on, yet they stood, we're going to send them to England to prove we're impartial. Well, the trouble is, England's not impartial. Great Britain's not impartial. They're covering for the McCanns. And the worst thing they did was send the samples to that institute because you knew full well they were going to smudge it. It's how British works all the time. They smudge it. And that's what they did. Samples taken from the apartment and whatever was sent to a senior Leicestershire police detective, Stuart Pryor. Stuart Pryor was leading the presence in Praia da Luz. Well, get out of there. It's a Portuguese inquiry, right? The samples were lifted from the luggage compartment of the Renault Scenic, hired by the McCanns. and have left the Lowe's team particularly confused. Let's look at the question that's being asked, says Dr. Lowe. Is there DNA from Madeleine McCann on the swab? It would be very easy to say yes, simply because the number of DNA components within the result are also in a reference sample. Well, that would mean it's the same. Look how he's phrased that. Well, it's easy to say, well, yeah, it's Madeleine because the components are the same as her sample. No shit, Sherlock. That's because it's her sample and her blood.
Or it could be her parents' blood or her sister's blood.
How is he going to get out of this? How is he going to worm his way out of this? But ultimately, Dr. Lowe concluded the sample was too complex to produce a meaningful interpretation. Like 99.999% is Madeleine's. That's what they normally say. You know, when you go to a trial and they say, we've got a blood sample, DNA, they get an...
He didn't say it's 99%, did he? He said that it was too complex for meaningful interpretation because I share about 95% of my DNA with a banana. So, like, yes, there would have been a lot of markers that might have said Madeleine, but I don't know enough about this to say whether that wasn't enough to... Like, we'd have to know what they thought, and they said it was too complex for meaningful interpretation, which is a shame, but, like... Alan's just reading the Daily Mail anyway. Like now it's on to 9 News, but the source for them was the Daily Mail.
Expert on there, friend. We said, yeah, that it matches 99.99% over 100,000. It's that person. It's accepted by the jury always, right?
He's as high as boxes,
right? The presence of Madeleine's DNA in the boot of the car would have possibly indicated her body had somehow been left in a luggage compartment. No crap, really. The presence of DNA in the boot.
Like, it's 2023. We've all talked about this. I'm not going to blow my own trumpet here, but if you want to do your own little YouTube series on it, do it. But then don't talk about it forever, maybe. Maybe, or if you want, talk about it forever. I suppose go over and 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 over again. Yeah, I kind of would like a banana actually. I'm quite hungry now. I've eaten all the snack foods I can get my hands on in the vicinity of the kitchen.
Since she died like 4 weeks earlier, yet her DNA is in the boot and the smell of death is in the boot, and the boot's left open for 2 weeks because it stinks. Doesn't mean anything. Not to a cover-up. DNA samples are easy to solve when the sample contains just one person's DNA. And the size of the sample for scientists to test is large. But testing becomes difficult when the sample is tiny, and infinitely more complicated when the DNA from 2, 3, 4 people or more are in the same sample. Those complications are further intensified when there are siblings involved. Poor Dr. Lowe references all this in the difficulties and frustrations in his email to Superintendent Pryor. Dr. Lowe states the result of the sample is inconclusive. He marked many of the dozens of samples as inconclusive. Do you know what? That was in 2003, wasn't it? Today's DNA sampling can be tested on a speck so small you can't see it and produce 100% result. The British police and the Portuguese police won't let modern day scientists have the samples to test them with today's technology. An expert came forward from Australia and said, I'll do it for nothing. And they turned him down.
Could have been a Peter Folding.
Going back to the crime scene ruined by the criminals or the government, there's your government. They have conclusive proof of DNA and blood in the Renault now.
I can't imagine why he ended up on Rumble. This guy should go on YouTube. He'd do well on there.
They can prove it now in 2023. And Dr. Lowe will be kicked out of the water because it's conclusive now. But not if you don't test it. It can't be conclusive if you don't test it. So they don't test it. I say to you, why don't they test it? It's because they don't want the answer. Why do they have no crime scene for Nicola Bulley? Because they don't want the answer. Why do they have no crime scene for Princess Diana? Because they don't want the answer. Why do they chop up Diana and take her stomach out? Because they don't want the answer. Why don't they make the Watts house a
Oh, Alan's a rare breed, isn't he?
crime scene? Because they don't want the answer. They give it back to the defence team the same day. Unheard of. Unheard of. You've got 4 people killed in the Watts house, supposedly, and they don't do a crime scene. That's criminal. In my eyes, it's criminal. But they get away with it because the masses, the sheep, are easily led. So Dr. Lowe fudges it. But, as I always say, Australia are the ones that catch everything out. Australia are the ones that ask the hard questions. And I always watch Australian news and Australia 24 Hours and Australian documentaries because they tell the truth.
Australia, the ones he watches are notoriously right-wing, owned by the Murdochs. All the stuff he watches is Murdoch and news from Australian right-wing. Slightly more right-wing, slightly more Murdoch. I don't know why he's got a fascination with the Australians. Maybe he likes the ladies and their nice hair.
I don't know, it's because of where
Maybe it's because of copyright.
they are, out on a limb out there in Aussie, but they tell the truth. Not always, but on that whole. So they did an investigation into Madeleine's unusual disappearance. And one of the world's leading DNA scientists, Dr. Mark Powell, explains why the FF testing failed in 2007. Dr. Powell
This is who we're reading from now.
advances in testing methods in Pittsburgh that can solve the DNA evidence that stumped them all those years back. 3 months after Madeleine vanished, a cadaver and human dog made a series of startling alerts in the McCann's holiday apartment, rental car, and rented villa. The inconclusive DNA results from FSS appeared to cast doubt over the work carried out by the dogs. Any alerts made by the cadaver dogs and blood dogs need to be corroborated by additional evidence such as DNA and a confession.
A confession.
Confess. No comment. No comment. No body because it's hidden. Just as a side note, my idea is that the McCanns put her body into the fridge and dumped the fridge somewhere, and the body.
Is it?
Why do I say that? Because no one's going to be suspicious of you putting a fridge in the boot of your car, are they? But I'm suspicious because...
Wait, in Portugal, on holiday, do you mean before or after they... At what point are the McCanns not looking suspicious loading a fridge into the boot of their car? That's the most suspicious thing I've ever heard of. Do you not think? Like, that maybe they had a mini fridge in the room, the hotel room. I've never heard this theory. Or maybe they got themselves a fridge from somewhere. I thought that what they did was that as soon as, like, you know, Jerry took control of the scene, I think he ran her down. And there's quite an interesting sighting by a family, you know, down at near the beach. But I always thought that the church was involved because I think he might have run down to the beach, hidden her down there, been sighted, been seen, and then before the actual big search could get there, I think he might have gone there and moved her from there to in the church because he had keys to that church, and like there's this church connection. And then after she's been in the church for a bit and the coast is clear, he's gone out on a boat and they've disposed of her at sea. That's what I think happened. But I didn't know that he was put in a fridge and they loaded the fridge into the car. Because a fridge is not really, you know.
Who goes on a week's holiday in a rented apartment and throws away the fridge? You don't. You phone reception. Oh, my fridge is not working. Can you fix it? No, not Mr. Not Mr. McCann. He lugs it down the stairs, puts it in the boot of his car, and dumps it.
Really?
It's not his fridge to dump. It's not his fridge to dump. Unless he was
Am I
using
tripping
it
here?
instead of a bag.
Am I tripping here? What church connection? Because they're local, they're like Anglicans. They're like in a specific church. When Madeleine went missing, initially the local church was very like sympathetic and positive, and they gave Jerry and Kate the keys to the local church, and Jerry would go down there sometimes, like, you know, just to pray and be quiet or whatever. And like he was going down there quite a lot. So I think that's pretty accurate. The local church in Praia de Luz. And he had his own key. So I think that he did that so that he could, because in the church there's lots of places you could stash a body, like there's lots of crypts and graves. I don't know what the exact church is like there, but usually there's like a place up towards the top at the back where they've got some old, you know, like it looks like a big coffin and it's been, you know, people, or maybe they've got some space in the church somewhere that, you know, he thought that it was a good place to store it. Or they might even have a graveyard or something, you know, when you're talking about, you know, body storage and smells of death and cadaver dogs and stuff. And I think it was like Jerry like moved her from the one place to the other, and then eventually, when it was the right time, into the sea. But the church also covers another base, which is to sort of give her a sort of, you know, close to God. I think a lot of the way Jerry reasoned it out with Kate, like, and sort of said to her, "Look, she's dead now, but she's with God, and we've got these beliefs in God. So, you know, we're not going to ruin our lives by telling the police that we've done this, but she's with God, and I'll put her in the church for, you know, as, you know, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What's the evidence with the fridge? Yeah, I've never heard this fridge thing, so I don't know what this is about. My theory's not like heavy. It's just that obviously they are responsible for the disposal of Madeleine. Like, she wasn't abducted; they've disposed of her. So it's just about how, really, isn't it? And I do think the thing in the back of the car might have been her, like, you know, a legit cadaver thing from the, at some point, one of the moves. Like I said, I don't think she was put in one place and just left there forever and that's it. I think that there was a temporary short-term space before a longer-term solution was thought up, because it was quite a panic initially. And they bought that time and space and whatever you call it, you know, they bought that time and space by the process of saying she'd been abducted.
Unless Madeleine was in it, being kept cold. That's a sad little tale for you, isn't it? But no one asked
Being kept cold in the fridge is a bit mad, because like it's not going to really keep it cold, is it, if it's unplugged?
questions. Just like Nicole Kessinger, where were you on that Monday morning? Could you show us the clocking in? No one asked questions.
Or like you saying that people went into the hotel room and like Madeleine is gone, vanished, and you've put her in the fridge, and you're hoping that no one accidentally opens the fridge. At any point during the like searching for Madeleine, no one accidentally opens the fridge.
Miss Kessinger, why?
You think Amaral said there was evidence she'd been frozen, right? I don't know how cold it gets.
Did you Google Shanann Watts all those months before you met him? No one asked questions. Is it left to me? Mr.
The
McCann,
fridge.
why did you dump the fridge? I don't know, ask the dogs. They told me to dump the fridge. Anyway, things have moved on. Since 2007, the McCanns have strenuously denied their room.
Also, the problem with this theory is that if he's seen dumping the fridge, which obviously he has been, if Mad, like, you know, let's say he's been seen dumping the fridge, then you'd go and check in the fridge. Like, you can't be seen carting the fridge around, not when Madeleine's missing.
Involved in the disappearance of their daughter.
And the fridge wouldn't be able to freeze it, would it? It wouldn't be enough. But this is awful. Yeah, this is awful.
9 Australia does not suggest any involvement on their part. They can't. Madeleine age 3 went missing.
I'll have a look later, yeah. Thanks.
The offer
I've got a bit of burgeoning
The
list of
offer
things
to
I've got to
test.
look into.
with blood samples with today's technology for free was turned down. And I ask you why. Why did Maddie not get justice? Bloody awful. Awful. I'll tell you what I'm going to do if you've got time. I'm going to listen a bit to the Australian podcast. Latest Maddie podcast. Which one should we do? Just have a little listen, a bit of it.
Don't
These
do
are brilliant,
that.
these podcasts. If you've got time, listen to them all. I think there's about 8. Oh, I can't find it. I knew that. It's in Australia. But you can get them. Man McCann, True Crime Podcast, Channel 4, Australia. Well worth a listen. And they're totally honest about what went on. and they follow the case all the time. So I would recommend these people because they cast doubt on the McCanns all the time. As you see here, Maddie, prime suspect, is a scapegoat. Correct. I think I've got one. Yeah, I got one. The podcast, DNA Scientist. What happened to Madeleine McCann?
In the majority of cases that involve any sort of abduction or violent conclusion, you look first.
What an arsehole. Oh, he doesn't play for very long for some reason. Maybe something goes, oh, it's just an advert.
Those are the podcasts I want you to listen to. Okay?
And it only goes on for a short while, so I
Really
skipped
good.
on past it. No, it's not a full
I don't think
podcast, it's
we've
an
got time to
advert
listen
for
to
the
them now, but I think about
podcast.
90 minutes ago. So about this, Dr. Mark Perlin, earlier, following an appeal of Connecticut Queen's Court, where starting a new
This is really bizarre. I need to show you this with this. So what happened here was that Alan scrolled through looking at these podcasts and like he's basically looking to fill time now, but look how he does it.
I think there's about 8. Oh, I can't find it. I need that in Australia. But you can get them. Man McCann, True Crime Podcast, Channel 4, Australia. Well worth a listen. And they're totally honest about what went on.
Loads of pictures of Maddie. This is great, isn't it?
And they follow the case all the time. So
I was
I would
thinking
recommend
this
these
isn't
people
good.
because they cast doubt on the McCanns all the time.
And he's reading through
As
the
you see
titles
here.
maybe, but
Maddie, prime suspect, is a scapegoat. Correct.
then he finds this
I think I've got
one.
one.
I think I've got one.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
The
I've got
podcast, DNA Scientist.
one. And this is a 1 minute
What happened to Maddie
advert.
McCann?
Their associates.
was no evidence. I think Madeline.
He was there. Ability.
Need to be questioned.
It's a 1 minute advert,
Really good.
and he thought, shit, I thought that was the whole podcast.
I don't think we've got time to listen to them now, but I think about 90 minutes ago.
I don't think we've got time to listen to them.
So about this, Dr. Mark Perlin, earlier,
So
following
about-
an appeal of Connecticut
So about this Dr. Mark, so about what I'm reading here for the first time ever, just on this thing here. So about this, like just randomly scrolling through and picking something out at random, realizing late that it's not a full podcast but a 1 minute advert for a podcast. I'm now going to read the synopsis for said podcast.
Queen's
Like,
Court,
what?
where starting new DNA evidence was presented. A judge ordered Burke's release from prison.
Alan,
Burke had
you're
been
the
sentenced
Burke.
to 55 years, while Herring was searching for a hit for 50 years. Dr. Crucial DNA times on the wooden floor.
He's doing the read through again. I'm skipping past all the
Dr.
read
Brown
through.
was given the diagnosis reports as conclusive and unprovable. And I'm getting a little fed up with having to report this stuff all the time. It's like Groundhog Day, isn't it? It's like Groundhog Day. True crime's like Groundhog Day.
No,
It's
no.
for the masses.
You are like Groundhog Day, Alan. That's exactly what you are. That's all you've got.
Murder, true crime is a product to sell newspapers and to get people to watch the news. For us, it's something we study to try to help cold cases.
Yeah.
It varies, doesn't it?
Not you, Alan. You don't help us study.
So meanwhile, I'll continue with TikTok, continue with Rumble, continue with you guys. Thank you again for being there and being there. I'm going to do something, start a new thing called Dark Art. So my painting affinities, as you know, I'm going to concentrate. You know, like I'm a niche market on true crime, murder. So I thought, I was talking to the girls, and I want you to help me in a minute. What evil people should I paint? I would call it AD's Dark Art, right? So for instance, I'll start you off with Jack the Ripper,
Hitler.
Jeffrey Dahmer,
Hitler.
Bluebeard,
Hitler.
Hunchback of Notre Dame. I want
Hitler.
like characters like that, yeah.
Do
Or even like the Joker from Batman.
Hitler.
Dark art, dark side of things. Huh? So I want you to think about that. Think about possible
Oh, sorry.
people. that
My
I
dog
paint.
doesn't like Hitler. It actually aggravates him, doesn't it?
Dark side.
Sorry, man.
I'm not going to do any child murderers. No child
Nobody
murderers.
here.
Probably will do
Nicole
some
Kessinger.
close, like the famous one. So what do you think? I should paint.
Nicole Kessinger.
What dark murderer fascinates you? Anyway, I'm going to paint them and sell them, hopefully.
Sell them.
Don't know where, but it's just something I want to concentrate on. I was doing. I've done that dog, Riff Raff. It's in the post, all right? Your dog's in the post. Thank you.
Brilliant.
You get it for Christmas. It's all finished on its way.
Riff
Yeah.
Raff's finally getting her dog
I could just paint random stuff,
after like months.
like Melbourne Horror and stuff. But I'm true crime, aren't I? So I've decided I'm going to specialise in dark art.
What a snazzy
No,
idea,
yeah.
Alan.
Come on,
Whereas
Elizabeth, you can come up with one.
people want
I
to
was
buy
sent some today, actually.
people want to buy the art created by serial killers, Alan's decided to go the opposite way around and do art of serial killers that no one wants to buy.
Hang on. Villains. Okay. The Candyman. Michael Myers. Spring Hill Jack. The Cray Brothers. I like that. Sandman. Bloody Mary. Urban Legends. Who do you think is evil in these paintings? No one said a word. Look.
He's bringing back the art grift then. That's interesting.
It upsets me, you know, when I think I'm talking to myself. I think, like, there's people here and I'm trying to... Hannibal Lecter. I like that Kaka. I want to do Hannibal Lecter. That's a great one. I like him. But he hasn't got to be a real murderer. It can be a fictional one. Hannibal Lecter. Yeah, Riff Raff, all done. It's come out well. Thanks. Anyway, I've done the first one. I was hoping someone was going to say the name. I've done the first one, right? Today. Took me all day. Who do you think I did? My choice. Have a guess. Who do you think I painted?
Gacy,
Evil
isn't it?
murderer. It is an American murderer, okay? I only draw men, I don't draw women. So I've drawn an American male murderer,
You've done
American
women
male
before.
serial killer. Who did I do? The dark side. Anyone got an idea? Who do you think I did? Blimey, you're slow. I don't know if it's a slow to answer, but Jeffrey Dahmer or Ted Bundy? Nope. That would be the obvious one to Kaka, wouldn't it? Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer I want to do for sure.
Well,
Freddy
Gacy's
Krueger,
not
I like
obvious.
that. Freddy Krueger's got to be done. I'll show you. You can tell me who it is. This is it. My first one, Dark Side. Who's that?
Oh, they're balloons.
Who's that? And do you like it? And do you understand it when I say the dark,
Dark
side?
Side. It's Phil. Dark Side Phil.
I'm thinking of doing them all.
He's literally doing Dark
Who's that?
Side.
Who it is?
Hang
This
on.
is it. My Krueger, I like that. Freddy Krueger's got to be done.
Alan's
Show
painted
you.
Dark Side Phil.
You can tell
Alan.
me who it is. This is it. My first one, Dark Side. Who's that? Who's that? And do you like it? And do you understand it when I say the dark side?
Dark Side Phil.
I'm thinking of doing them all this way. Colour one side, black and white the other. Because
He ripped that idea off from a pre-existing image, obviously. But I'm going to tweet that he's painted Dark Side Phil. It's a fucking weird crossover of lolcow worlds. And the fact that he said Dark Side was an absolute gift. So I don't know how that's happened. But Alan paints Dark Side Phil. That's going up on the internet. Pure poetry. Thanks very much. And he looks just like Phil. Looks just like him. And Alan's actually saying Dark Side.
do you like it? And do you understand it when I say the dark side?
Weird, isn't it? My life's gone weird.
You know, Madeline means tower of strength. Wherever she is, whoever she's been with, whatever's happened,
What's that? That's a different episode, isn't it? Oh, this is where we are.
It's the dark side. John Wayne Gracie. Killer Clown.
Gracie.
Yeah, so what do you reckon? Is that a good idea? Is that like a collectible? Like, when I call it the dark side, colour on one side, black and white on the other. What do you reckon?
It's
Not Chris
your,
Watts, no.
It's not your idea.
Do you think that's would that be like a collector thing, that dark side, black and white and colour? What do you reckon? Edward Scissorhands, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm concentrating on doing this week. And I think I can sell them on TikTok. 4 million views a week on TikTok. I'm doing the dark side art. I'm going to promote it on TikTok. What do you reckon? I haven't worked out a price. It's quite a big painting. How much do you reckon it's worth? How much do you reckon it's worth?
50p, £2.
I like it. I
£2.
think I'll leave it there.
£2 max. No, I
How
wouldn't
much
give
is
you
he
£2
worth?
for it.
It's worth
Put it
what
over the top
you
of
want
the
to pay
Queen.
for it, isn't it?
You put
Evil
it-
looking clown, yeah.
You put it over the top of the Queen, look.
So do you like the idea of painting? How much do you reckon it's worth? How much do you reckon it's worth? I quite like it. I think I'll leave it there. How much is he worth?
That chair's really squeaking away.
It's
Isn't
worth
it?
what you want to pay for it, isn't it? Evil looking clown, yeah. So do you like the idea? Black and white and colour. I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying, dark side. So, you know.
Oh, it's annoyed me enough now.
I mean,
I'll do it. I mean, you just sent it me on Discord, so Andrew Stars, so thanks for this. I'm going to try and use my brain to get it so I can. Oh wait, what I can do is this, isn't it? I can screenshot it. I can do what I usually do. I don't know why I didn't think of this. I was going to try and download it and then find it on my desktop and find the name of the image, but I can just screenshot it and then tweet it here like this. Then you'll be able to see it on the tweeter. So this image is not something that Alan's thought of himself. Shouts out Andrew Starzewolf for bringing this to our attention. This is somebody else's image that Alan's just simply copied. Like, how does he get that so fucking... You think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a good idea? I'll do a whole collection like them. It's my idea. It's a good idea. Alan's a clown. And a cretin and a murderer, probably, as well. Bad murderer.
Serial killers and these people, they look normal, don't they? So the normal would be the colour side and the evil would be the dark side. Just a thought, anyway. So that's the first one. I think I'm going to do Hannibal Lecter tomorrow. I like Freddy Krueger. I tell you what I like to do, Linda Blair when she spins her head around in The Exorcist. That'd be good, wouldn't it? But I can't do women. There again, if I do her evil, she doesn't look like a woman, does she?
What's that now?
Remember Carrie, where her hand comes up through the grave?
I can't do women. Why can't you do women? And then what's this?
That'd be good, wouldn't it? But I can't do women. Yeah. I do evil. She doesn't look like a woman, does she?
What's he doing?
Remember Carrie, where her hand comes up through the grave? I do that.
It's fucking
At
weird.
the end, remember Carrie?
It's weird. Like he's a
I can play with this. I can do a lot. There's a lot I can do with it.
creeped out creepo.
Hannibal Lecter with one half wearing his mask. Yes, Kaka. Yes, that's the. You know, you're getting with me. You're getting with me. Oh, Linda Blair was a child, was she? Oh, I can't do that. Yeah, but it's only a film. It's not like when I say I don't want to be a child murderer. I can do a fictional character like Hannibal Lecter or The Exorcist. I better write some of these down, don't I? I like the idea of Hannibal Lecter half with a mask. Yeah, I'm gonna make a note. Make some notes on what you're saying.
GCSER.
Hannibal. Half mask. Yeah, that's good.
To your face, half Alan and
The
half
Joker, half clown, half man.
So original.
Yeah. Getting the idea. Jeffrey, is he a child killer, was he? Oh, damn. I thought it was grown-ups he'd killed.
Don't you know your
I
shit?
do damn it then. I don't want to do child killer. Any more, like, imaginative stuff, half the face, half the face, Yeah, Batman characters are quite evil, aren't they? A lot of them are quite evil, aren't they? Like the Penguin, yeah.
Writing them down in a
Cool.
little book.
Christine, the evil car. Yeah, the car, yeah. I can't talk females.
Or cars.
I could get away with Jeffrey Dahmer. This last victim was 14, but did he die, the 14-year-old? Wasn't he the one that ran away and got saved or not? I don't know. Chucky. Yes, Chucky. Well, I like Chucky,
It's not Halloween.
but not his girlfriend. I can't do it. Oh, he died, did he? Oh, well. Phantom of the Opera. Yep. West Pram. Excellent.
That's half mask, half face.
That's half mask.
Yeah.
That's the sort of stuff I like.
Anything with half a face.
Who portrayed themselves as nice, but really they were evil, you know? That's the
You.
ones I like.
You, Alan.
No one suspected him.
You. That's you. Luke. Peter Folding.
What murderers that we're shocked that they're a murderer? Those are the dark side, isn't it? A murderer that was never suspected for years. Any more ideas?
Fred West.
I will do them all. I'm just going to make a website. The other thing is, Phantom of the Opera, brilliant.
You said make a website.
What price? What price? How do I price it?
You said make a website.
I guess I'll just let them decide how much they want to pay, right?
We're in Dreamland.
Make an
again.
offer, right? Make an offer, yeah.
Use eBay. Put it on auction.
I'm surprised you know Michael Crawford, Nancy, being American. Michael Crawford being an English guy.
Oh,
Chucky.
that's interesting. Would you know, if anyone's in America, would you know Michael Crawford? You probably would, because he's quite internationally famous and the music, vocal, you know, if you're into that sort of thing, God, I'm getting really tired now. If you're into the musical theatre scene, you might have heard of Michael Crawford. But interesting, he points out to Nancy that he says to Nancy, I'm surprised you know about that, Nancy, because if she's not real and not really American, you might be saying to her, listen, you're not supposed to know that, Nancy, so pipe down. You know, I don't know. Shipman, good one. Yeah,
See what we got, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Richard Speck, what does he do? Richard Speck, what has he done? Did he kill lots of women? I never heard of him. He looks like the Cray twins. Tell me about Richard Speck, American guy. Cray twins would be good because it's two people. I'll do one in black and white, one in colour. Look, who's this Michael Speck then? Richard Speck. Never heard of him. Mass murderer. What did he do for a living? What did he do? What was he? Richard Speck. Never heard of him. But he looks evil. Does look evil. Killed 8 nurses. Wow. All the same year. Oh my word. Jack Nicholson. Here's Johnny. Yep. Here's Johnny.
with half a mask.
Good idea. John Christie. Yeah, he's a good one. Isn't he?
This is Luke and Alan. Between them, have done 2 of the worst episodes of media I've ever seen. Now the pen
Henry VIII.
kicking.
Do you know Henry VIII's a mass murderer? He had all those wives killed. I like Henry VIII. He's a murderer. Chop their heads off. Instead of a divorce, they chop their head off.
Well, some of them had
Quite a list
divorces
now,
as well, didn't
on the
they?
second page already. Excellent.
Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced,
Interesting
beheaded,
evil.
survived. So he
Don't you
had
find that evil characters are more interesting?
divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. So he had equal divorces and head choppings.
They're nice characters. He killed them all the same day. Wow, I have to read about that. How did he kill them?
Yeah,
How
I
did
love
he
how he
kill 8
killed
nurses
them.
all the same day? Like,
I
all
love
in
how
one
he
like block of flats or something?
Tell me how he killed them.
8 nurses, jeez.
No,
Harold Shipman, yeah.
Shipman got that
He
on the
killed those
list.
people.
He killed old people.
No, he was evil. Doctor Death. Same day. I have to look that up.
On your phone. Not on the computer.
Would you
You
buy
know,
him, Nancy? Richard Speck, if I drew him? Rich. I have to get some knowledge. Richard Benjamin Speck. Died 1991. American mass murderer. Killed 8 student nurses in the South Deering, Chicago residence. Stabbing, strangling, slashing. Combination all 3 in one night in 1966. One victim was also raped. A 9th potential victim survived by hiding beneath the beds. Did it all in one night. Sadist. Eyewitness eliminator. He killed one, then killed the rest because they were witnesses. In a way. He was sentenced to 1,200 years. have to do a film on this, Nancy. Bloody hell, this is an amazing story. Poor girls. He said he had no recollection of the murders. Don't believe that. I'll look into that. Thank you. I will draw him. Oh, all the nurses, look, they're all in the same room.
He's putting me to sleep on my own stream.
They're all friends, look. A lot of them are friends. All those were killed, all 5 of them.
Oh, he likes the pictures of the girls.
I thought the Idaho 4 was pretty bad.
Heidi
Top
Ho
that,
4.
Died in prison. One got away under the bed. Captain Hook. Frightening. Yeah, Nancy. I'll look into it. That's the ones I like. He's like, I'll paint him and no one know who he is. And I'll say, look him up.
Whatever that thing was he just showed, remember what that is, and we'll do it on stream,
Easy.
and I'll drop it on Super Chuffer, and it'll annoy him because I'll get more views for it.
People were amazed at 4. This was 8. All in the same night. And yet, no one heard anything. This is what confused me about the Idaho 4. I thought the screams would have woke everybody up. But this guy's killed 8. And 7 of them didn't hear a thing.
8 people? Was it 8 people or was it 4 people?
Slashed them. He's like, cut them. And there was screams.
I thought it was the Idaho 4.
Maybe a good murderer can do it quietly. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they can. Right, I'm off then. I've done an hour. Thanks very much, guys.
I've done an hour.
What day is it? Tuesday.
Fucked it off.
See you tomorrow. Here's the thing for nurses. Oh, yeah.
His mic is still well behind him, yeah, but he's pointing it at him more.
So there we are. The McCanns. Covered. I'll do a little 3-minute film on TikTok about that. That guy who can do it, who can solve the case. And exonerate the McCanns and then never get me speaking about them again. It's the same with Nicola Kessinger. If she provides me with proof that she clocked in...
Don't tell him about the 3 minutes and the TikTok thing. Don't tell him. He'll fuck it up himself. 3-minute TikToks.
to work at 9 o'clock, if she proves to me she wasn't there, then she's home free. Isn't she? McCann's prove the DNA wasn't yours and it wasn't Maddie's. You're home free. Yeah, a lot of people said that Lana gave me a nice mention. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Lana. If anybody sees her, thank her from me. I'm ostracized. Is she still getting good views? I guess she is. She's funny, intelligent, funny, Lana. She has a secret thing about me as well. She told me. For me, I'm prove the DNA wasn't yours and it wasn't Maddie's. You're home free. Yeah, a lot of people said that Lana gave me a nice mention. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Lana. If anybody sees her, thank her from me.
Lana gave him a nice mention. We will have to check that out.
I'm ostracized. Is she still getting good views? I guess she is. She's funny, intelligent, funny, Lana. She has a secret thing about me as well. She told me. Right. Great job. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much. And good night. And I'll be painting another one tomorrow. I'll show you it. I'll probably be. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one of those and show you tomorrow night. I promise you a new painting tomorrow night. All right? It'll be interesting, won't it? See you soon.
See ya. And that, as they say, is that for Adam. And that was fucking awful. Goodbye, everyone on YouTube.